What is up, ladies and germs? Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday, September the 7th. That's it, it's Wednesday, September the 7th. Alright, cool. Bye. No. What's up, guys? Had a pretty good day yesterday. Just gonna go reset this daily loss figure. Talk a little bit about our day yesterday. While the numbers, or while the the first 10 minutes of the day, 10-15 minutes of the day plays out, we can just talk a little bit about yesterday. But first, let me do a few things. There you go. You guys see more of the screen. Okay, let's take, actually first, let's take a look what happened overnight, and then maybe we can talk a little bit about what happened yesterday. Looks like markets are trying to rally back up. We see this double bottom here, and then overnight we tried to establish a new low. We couldn't. The highest we went to was the initial balance low overnight. So yesterday's initial balance low was pretty much the overnight high. Seemed to have gotten rejected off of it at the open. So depending on what we try to do here in the next 5-10 minutes, actually we could make a push higher. Obviously the structure right here, if we break it, I think we go test the lows. This little structure here at 11,980, I think if we break it to the downside, we are most likely testing these lows. If we break that, then we will probably look to go short. If we break this, we could look to go long, but it's still not enough. I want to see us break overnight highs and then at the very least get out of yesterday's range to the top side. Because right now this is just a pure range day. We don't really have any clear direction whatsoever. Sounds good. Good. Let's take a look at the hourly. I'll pull this up here. Good morning, Hefe. Did you sort out your Apex? So let's take a look at the hourly over here. Is this the hourly? No, what am I doing? Where's the hourly? There's the hourly. Hourly, yeah, look, kind of what the 3-minute chart is confirming. Kind of like a double bottom, I guess. Maybe not the cleanest double bottom, but we still have one. We broke, okay, so we did just break out of yesterday's overnight high. We are above the weekly VWAP. So curious to see how we trade from this point forward. This could be a trend update or maybe a trend update to a range day. We don't know yet. But from a longer time frame perspective, what I said yesterday still holds true in the fact that even this rally, so funny enough, this rally that when I think when I had left the chat or when I had gone offline, just want to see one thing. Oh, this was overnight that happened? No. What? Oh, no, this rally was... Wait, what am I? Am I drunk? Did I miss something, guys? Sorry, one sec. when was this? Oh, this was Monday. Okay, yeah. So, oh yeah, okay. Okay, now I understand what's going on. So when I left yesterday, I said that we are still technically in a bear zone, simply because we're not even trading within last week's value area. We're still trading within last week's, I don't know how to call this, like value area low, perhaps. I guess you can call it the value area low. We're still trading outside of last week's value area to the downside, right? So technically speaking, this is still bearish. Once we break 230, 240, this zone here, as you can see, once you break this zone, then we can actually get this confirmation that, you know what, I think the markets are done selling off, and we can test this trend line at 12,440. Because if you guys want to take a look at this, this is one trend line, right? This is one trend line, but I think that if we get to this trend line and we break it, we have to break this trend line anyway, because this is the top of the value area low or the bottom of the value area of last week, right? So you know that once we break this and once we're trading within last week's value area, we're telling ourselves, or the market is telling us rather, that we can't even establish value below last week, and we want to go back to last week's value area. So we want to trade last week's range, right? And if this happens, in order for that to happen, you have to break this trend line. And if you break this trend line, you're definitely going to be testing this trend line, because just think of the squeeze that could happen. Think of the position unwinding on these shorts that could happen if we break this trend line to the upside. So we could potentially have a pretty big day, whether it's today, whether it's overnight, or whether it's tomorrow. It could be a setup that we should be monitoring this setup, this break, because this break can give you, depending on where you break it, it can give you 200 points, 150 to 200 points, and that's not nothing on the Nasdaq. That is not nothing. So now we're testing this week's value area high. We got rejected off this week's value area high to the tick, guys, to the tick. So we got rejected off of there, and now it's curious to see if we build the volume at these levels enough for us to push value higher for this week, right? But keep in mind that we still have this major resistance here at 2240, which is sort of this consolidation box that I'm going to extend minus the wicks. See, you have this little zone here, you have this zone here, minus the wicks. Maybe we can bring this a bit higher, 225, right? Because you have a lot of full body candles that end here, bit of wicks, right? So it's around this zone. You can't really say for sure. It's very difficult to be this accurate on a longer time frame on Nasdaq. But there you have it. I want to bring this down a bit lower, because then it coincides with the top of this zone, right? It just kind of visually, this visually pleases me, or this visually satisfies the criteria that I look for. You could obviously argue that there's one here, right? We broke this. This is kind of after the fact though, but whatever, we broke this, came back in it, retested it, midpoint, boom. And I do think we'll break 121 or 120. I do think we'll break 12,120 today. It just seems like it's a strong update today, right? First off though, I don't want to be caught in some garbage. So economic calendar. Seems to me like we're missing CPI at some point, and I don't exactly know when, so I want to be wary of that. CPI is not to... Wait, what? No, hold on. Oh, there's nothing... Okay, there's nothing else. You have Powell speaking tomorrow, but continuing initial jobless claims. No, hold on. What am I looking at? What is this shit? Market Watch. I need a better one. Oh, what a break. What a break. Let's go. See? Wait, was that a break? No, that wasn't a break. Sorry. I just saw like a big uptick here, and I thought maybe we broke something. I need a good economic calendar. Is daily FX still good? We get the Bank of Canada rate statement. Well, that's Canada. We have FOMC speaking. Member Mester. Is that today? That is today. What's happening? Fuck, dude, give me what's happening this week. Sorry, I'm just looking at something here. Let me pull it up for you guys. So we heard today, sorry Norway, sorry Europe. It doesn't really interest us right now. For Nasdaq, we're looking at 830 mortgage market, but that news already came out. This all came out. Nothing for today. No, hold on. We do have a few things for today. What am I saying? So the rate statement for Canada, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. But what else do we have this week? Crude oil. Okay, so if you're trading oil, that would be important for you, but we don't trade oil. So we have the jobless claims. All right, we had NFP last week. Jobless claims this week. I'm missing something. When does the CPI report come in? Is that next week? I think it's next week. We'll continue to monitor this. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this one. Although it kind of shows everything. Maybe I can filter it out to Canada because I'm Canadian. UK could be important. Right. And now what? Apply. So, okay. For today, I think we're good. I think the only thing maybe we could watch out for is the rate statement. The members speaking, they don't really say too much. Um, okay, so I think we're good for today. Close this. Big rejection. All right, we're almost 50 minutes into the open. Take a look at the daily. So we know what we're doing on the hourly. We're just waiting for that retest of the box. The break of that box. On the daily, we do look bearish. I don't see anything on the daily that can indicate that we're going to reverse or we're bullish. We did break this trend line. We still have this trend line to test. Can I draw something? This is very, very, very steep. This is a steep trend line. But you could still draw something. I guess you could draw something here. But even the test of this is kind of like far out. 50 SMA, maybe. No, there's not much on the daily. Daily looks really bearish, so let's keep that in mind. And when looking at the hourly, we have potential for reversal, but looking at the daily, it's like on a bigger time frame, maybe not. Take a look at the weekly. 1W, does that work? 1W does work. If I type in 1W, weekly is still, there's still a lot more to go for this week. Yeah. See the weekly? Just looks very bearish. I mean, we still have, if we just extend this, if we extend this, you think maybe it's better to do this? Yeah, probably. I think this is better here. Instead of down here, I think this could be good. Do this. Whoa. I'm just wondering, when are we gonna test this trend line? When are we gonna go down to 8K or 8.5 or anywhere on this trend line? It'll happen eventually, guys, for sure. It'll happen. But what's it gonna take for that to happen? That's crazy. 1M? No, that's 1 minute. Yikes, no. No. 1 month? Nah. Just want the 20. So we're still hovering. We're hovering at T+2 rejection off VWAP. Like I said, guys, this market does seem to me like it wants to go higher. Let's keep in mind that the daily is very, very bearish. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to put it on the side for now, but I'm going to continue to monitor this. I do think we break to the upside because this move is pretty strong. But let's see what we're looking at here on the point and figure. Negative delta got picked up. Create a line like this. Create a line like this. Or is it kind of like this? No, no. This rotation should technically hold. Ooh. Bad, 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 bad entry though. Well, not that bad of an entry. I should have maybe waited until 15. So let's make a note that I am impatient right now and I should be a bit more patient. I think we should definitely take a note of that, so we don't make mistakes. I think the better entry would be obviously the POC here, but this bearishness kind of tells me that we might unwind a bit more before we actually go up. This would have been a great entry here because of the imbalance. This still seems to me like it could hold though. Just need to be careful. This fake T+2. Bad average price though, but it's okay. Need to get back into this. Need to get back above 108. Because of this low volume, we need to get rejected and get back into this volume area over here. It's important that we do that. No, no, no. There you go. Get back into it. I don't want to see the rejection off of this. Once we get back into it, it's a good sign that we can test the highs again. It'll take a few tests, but I do think we're bullish here. I think we're attempting to make highs. It's just gonna take a while, son of a gun. No, there's too much puking here. I actually like it better here. All right, we're down 160 bucks, but I like it better here. VWAP value area is tight, right? Like straight off the open, we have a very tight value area, and we're building time and volume over here. Hopefully we don't see a full capitulation, but I like this area here. Maybe a retest of this imbalance zone, perhaps. So I want to see 78s hold because of this consolidation. I want to see us come down, pick it up, and then go. I think that would be a second step. We can erase this, because that is value area low, right? So this is key indication what markets want to do for now. So if markets want to push higher, they wouldn't want to create value lower, right? Obviously, sellers can have a different perspective. Sellers might push it anyway because of the strength. But if buyers are actually serious today, then this is what we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see the market push up, and I think we're primed for a squeeze. I think we've had a few days, we've had weeks of sell-offs, and we're primed for a pretty good squeeze today. This is one of those breakout trades you get in early and you start adding on the way up for bigger potential. There's definitely some support going on here. You can tell with the absorption. It's not incredibly high delta though, but you see this stop out got absorbed. So to prevent further capitulation, it kind of got absorbed. But we have to monitor this again. Big buying over here though. Big buying. 133 contracts. Pure delta. That's buying. So the willingness to try and take this market higher is definitely there. Now we break now if we break 12,100, I think it's lights up for these guys. What do I see? What do I see? What do I see? I see this. Midpoint, past the midpoint. Rejection off of that midpoint. Is that a good midpoint? Well, we'll see. Let's stick to this here. Now you want to see this get picked up off that imbalance. Although this is not the strongest of imbalances because it happened like it was a quick rotation anyway. But you want to see this get picked up off that imbalance, try to make higher highs. This has the potential to make higher highs, but it also has the potential to get rejected off POC, which is what we're seeing right now. POC shifted down on ES, but that's not too insignificant. That's not too significant simply because the POC is still within this big P volume node. And we're building a big P technically on Nasdaq. Now, what I would potentially do is I would potentially flip my long to short because there's another good opportunity if our current trade doesn't work out. Get my trusty Epic pen. If our trade doesn't work out, there is still another opportunity. So if you look at this volume profile over here, right, obviously it's creating the type of P that we want to see, and it's a clean one too. The reason I say it's a clean one is because you know that the bottom of this P is value area low anyway, right? So you don't want to see it come down. If you start to see this come down, everybody who's up here is stuck. And so the further it goes down, the further the capitulation onto the downside. And so you can take the short, you can flip it to take a short. So I wouldn't want to be holding this long trade at all, even though we're looking at the hourly and we're seeing, hey, well, you know what, there is some bullish scenarios, but there's also a bearish scenario for the short term. And this is the bearish scenario for the short term. So we want to see this go back above the POC, make a push higher. And I think we can do it, but we need to be aware of when we're not able to do it and how to take the opposite trade and why we're taking the opposite trade. Now, notice why I'm holding this, because I don't want to take my profits too early because of the potential of this move. So I'm willing to take a loss on this trade because of the potential of this move. But this rejection kind of bothers me, because this tells me that we need to this tells me that we're not ready to break out so early. This kind of tells me that we need to shake out a couple of times, and we might need to go lower before we go higher. And I hate those types of trades because it's like, dude, like, just pick me up and go. This is just one big fight between the buyers and sellers, obviously from top to the bottom of the range here, from value area high, value area low. So it really, really depends on how the market takes this. That's okay. I want to see this. I want to see this shake out and go, but I don't want to see this continue its capitulation, and that's the problem. You want to see a shakeout and run. You want to see a liquidity grab and go. I might potentially add on to this actually. Like this is a nice wick to see, but you want to see something more. See, there's buying here, guys. Like you should have selling here if you're panicking, right? If you're a buyer panicking, like you should still have selling. Okay, now we see the selling. Big selling, big selling. Somebody's just puked out 100 contracts. Puked out. Yo, dude. Fuck. Wait a sec. Old POC. Back above 80. Once you get back into the value area, I think it's a very good sign. I think maybe the liquidity grab and go was kind of preemptive on my part, but I want to see if we can go higher. The reason why is because we made genuine attempts to go higher. So making genuine attempts to go higher earlier in the day doesn't necessarily mean that like we can't make it later on. And for us to make attempts higher, we need to shake out people. The problem is, um, you got to watch out for the you got to watch out for the true intention of the market at that point. So like I don't want to see this go lower. Like I just don't want to see it go lower. Big wick here. Big, big, big wick. Could get rejected off of 82 though. We need to watch out. We go back above 82, we're good. But could get rejected off of here because of everybody trapped. Everybody trapped might have seen this and gotten scared, and they might start getting out at this price, right? You can start adding here, putting a stop at 72 because you don't want to see this come back within this volume node. If it comes back within the volume node, it goes pretty fast. So we don't want that. We want to get rejected off of the top of that volume node, continue its move higher. Pick me up and go. I'm putting this at scratch because once it gets back down here, you don't want that. How much further can this go though? VWAP, I don't want to see us get rejected off VWAP. I think you have a lot of sellers here. Push off VWAP would be quite aggressive. I think a push off VWAP would take us to 12,100 easy. Break VWAP, we go to 12,100 very easily. I don't like this. You shake out a lot of the buyers here. It's a very good thing because then it's like nobody else is providing resistance on the way up. Right? The reason why it's necessary to shake out buyers, the problem is that my shakeout scenario, I should have expected a shakeout all the way down to here, but I didn't. I thought maybe the shakeout would be a bit lower. These things are quite hard to predict. So this was a shakeout. It's just, is it enough to bring it higher? That's the thing, right? Like, should go from here. I don't want to see this retest this rotation down lower here at 78, 77 for good measure. Maybe 70 for good measure. It's probably a better one. Otherwise, yeah, I think 70 for good measure. Now this can go higher. This is good. Potential break here. I don't want to start adding below 12,100. You want a confirmation of that break. I think 12,100 is a good confirmation. 12,100 can take us to 12,120. But anything below 12,100 is still not a guarantee. No, I'm out of that one. Because I do think we're gonna this is quite telling. This was an attempt and a rejection, a big rejection. I do think maybe we at least test down here. At least that's what I'm thinking. So I don't want to hold on to that. Because of this, I want to try to retake this short over here. It could fail, and if it fails, then 98 is the stop. It's quite a large stop, but on a day like today, you're gonna have to expect it's an ATR of 32. So on a day like today, you're gonna have to take these big stops. They're not that accurate though, these entries. I think 85. Actually, maybe even this is too much. This is too big of a stop. I want to chase this fuck because I missed that. I missed my second entry. I thought maybe we'd get it. Nah, no chase, no chase. It's okay. That's low volume. Actually, you still could take it technically. got picked up off of this volume node. Second short imbalance. This doesn't look good for buyers here. See value areas building lower. Value area is building lower, but take a look at the hourly here. We are hovering between this consolidation and this consolidation. So guys who have been short here are starting to get out now. So it's possible that it's very, very possible that the buyback from these guys would be enough to push it higher from there, because they all got stopped out, but you still have a lot of people holding their short positions. I mean, this is not enough for everybody to have gotten out. If everybody gets out over here, you would have seen a bigger move. And like what's bringing this market back down is everybody who was stuck long here, right? So you're gonna, it's very normal to get this, but I do think the right move is up at this point. Oh shit, did I add? Bad execution on my part. I thought I was getting out of that trade. I just added more onto that. Now we go long. Now we are playing the long side because this is good. Now we know that our stop is below 47. We go below 47. Not good. Could re-add at 60. Although we are hovering below VWAP, I want to be wary of that we're right below VWAP, below POC. This could technically act as the magnet for us to come back up. Like it's struggling to go down. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the capitulation that you want to see when you're short because of the volume that we had up here. So it's like it went down, retested, came back down even further, tried to retest. Like it's struggling. It's been 40 minutes. We still haven't touched the IB low yet. Heck of a lot of selling here. Well, 14% of 2,800 contracts, but I see a lot of buying though. I see buying on a lot of contracts. There's not much going on. Buying on 2.6K. Apart from that, it's just shakeouts. So these are all shakeouts. The reason I say it's a shakeout is because like if this was true selling, you'd continue further, right? Right now it's a shakeout. We're only in on 2. See if we go lower from here or if we pick up and we go. So we're pretty much midpoint on ES, right? So ES is still not capitulated whatsoever. Nasdaq is just shaking out a lot of people here. ES is still comfortably at the midpoint, trying to see whether it wants to continue further or not. And then Nasdaq is just picking up a bit every single time we make new lows. Yeah. Fuck, I love fading for whatever reason. I love fading, not because just because the potential of the moves are so clean. The moves are just clean in one straight move up, right? If you're fading a downtrend, it's just clean up. Otherwise, if you're shorting, you're getting squeezed out left and right because you see this move up, comes down, move up, comes down. It's still met with buying over here. Keep watching Delta here. If we break up above 63, can potentially test 80, I would hope. This might be too old, actually. This might be too old. We might need to create a new one. Still monitoring ES over here. Not the cleanest of breaks, I'll be honest with you. 108 contracts and market bid up. $108 contracts just get hit and the market gets bid up. This is not a clean sell-off. There's somebody buying this. Either there are traders from the previous consolidation zone that are trapped that are buying at any opportunity they can get, but there is somebody buying this. You could be stuck in a range for today, or for now, you could be stuck in a range between these two areas simply because you have trapped here, trapped here. So when you have trapped here and trapped here, like it comes up here, these guys sell, right? Because they're trapped. It comes down here, these guys buy because they're trapped. So now ES is back at its midpoint, right? If ES breaks midpoint, Nasdaq has ways to go. I want to break this midpoint here. I want to break this 64. I think day traders who are shorting this could have been late to the party and they could potentially cause another squeeze up. Trendline still in sights. VWAP is in sights on ES. Seems to be breaking its midpoint on ES. Going to VWAP. Finding a bit of rejection at VWAP, a bit of resistance. Nasdaq is still below its value area low. There is a lot of potential for Nasdaq. Where's ES in terms of value? So ES is back in its value area. Nasdaq is as well. POC's up here on Nasdaq. POC's here on ES. POC's in the middle of the pack. Bigger buying tail on ES though. Over here, the value area lows. You want to see this go higher and create a bigger buying tail. Is this? No, this is not visible. I like the structure here. Wick and then quick test. The reason why I didn't think this was a clean sell-off, obviously it can come back down, but like for this to have, for me to have added over here, the reason why I didn't think it was a clean sell-off is because as it went down, you saw buying, buying, buying. And then if you're watching the order flow live in real time, you would have seen that at some point it went from like, I think -40, -50 to -108, and then it just bid up. It just bid up right away. So it's like, if this really had more room to go, it would have gone after like a -60 or -70 sell-off. But to have sold 108 into the bid and then just have the markets bid up right away, like you gotta wonder, like, is there any more room to go further? Yeah, there is, maybe potentially, but for now, for short term, having that bid up, is it, you could pretty much fade that move for 30 points. The thing is that is it enough to go higher? And that's why I'm holding my trade for a higher move. If it's not enough to go higher, then obviously I'm totally wrong, and I pretty much take a loss on that trade. ES is making a push for its point of control. Yikes, come on, dudes, come on. Here, you don't want to see this go back down here. This is no volume. This is low volume area right here. We went down and we went right back up. So coming back down here is like, it's a curiosity that the market wants to fill. And so you don't want to be part of that curiosity when you're long. 100 contracts bought into. That's big. Oh, shit. That was like 40 sold into. Being bought back. That 40 sold into was quite aggressive. Crazy. Like, ES made a push for its point of control, and Nasdaq is just very fucking weak. It's so volatile. Nasdaq is so incredibly volatile. Point of control back down on Nasdaq now. Kind of lagging though behind the ES. ES was already down. Oh, actually no, ES just went down. So the fact is, this could be a range day, like right now, because the point of control literally went from top to bottom, but all within the initial balance. Which means you have volume up here, you have volume down here, right? So it's like, it could act as a magnet here and here. Whereas if the point of control printed outside the initial balance, then you might be inclined to believe, or you might be inclined to say that you want to create volume outside of the initial balance, or outside of this outside of the 10-minute open. So like if you see a point of control outside of the 10-minute open, then it's a good indication that the market wants to move in that direction. But to see the point of control up then down within the initial balance, it's just more like we don't really know what we want to do. So this could still be a range day for now. should get rejected here. If it doesn't get rejected here, I'm out of this trade. This is frustrating because it's like it doesn't even want to build any rotations higher right now. No, I'm gonna get stopped out of this one, I think. Or am I? Oh, I like this here. Get rejected off of here, please. Get rejected off of this imbalance and go. Yes, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Just go, just go, just go. Fucking annoying, guys. Fucking annoying. This is one of those trades where you have to rate it from like 1 to 3 in terms of emotional capital. This is probably like a 2.5. 1 being no effort, 2 being some effort, and 3 being a lot of effort in terms of emotional capital. I know I don't sound like it. I know I sound very calm. But yeah, it's like a 2.5 out of 3 because it's like it's just taking you through a wild ride. Alright, let's take a small break here. Let's not try to jump into a trade. I mean, if we don't have to. ES though, ES is not even bearish. ES is ranging. Nasdaq, fuck me, dude. I want to jump in on this, guys. I really, really do. I really, really do. I got squeezed improperly. This breaks on ES, so please tell me this breaks on ES. Gotta put a tight stop here, though. Rough. Now it's bearish, I mean. I think this breaks, man. I think this fucking breaks. Like, I'm getting stopped out like a dumbass. We broke overnight high. Where did we get rejected off of? We got rejected off of yesterday's midpoint. But we're still within... Oh, no. We got rejected off yesterday's midpoint. And now we're trading in the middle of yesterday's value area. So at that point of control of yesterday. You just feel like the market wants to make its push higher. Like... But it's not going to make it easy for you. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's what's happening, is that it's not going to make it easy for you. And I feel like on days like today where you know it's not going to make it easy for you, maybe you should just sit it out and put a fucking order or a bid way down here just so you can get filled. Now, that broke. This broke. I hope this doesn't come back down. But fucking knowing markets today right now, I wouldn't be fucking surprised. Fucking A, man. Poor execution on my part. Getting stopped out, getting back in, getting stopped out, getting back in. Stupid stubbornness. Dude, I swear this comes back down in.
Come on, don't be a pussy. Let's just go. Let's go. ES tests highs, then Nasdaq's got like fucking 70 more points to go. Well, no. What's my math? 50 points to go. If this break has the potential to test the highs, but Nasdaq is being such a little wuss. Like, I swear, man, bears are like the most annoying people in the world. It's like, no, we can't take any fucking risk. No, I need to sell my positions. I can't put any risk on. Come on, suck a donkey, let's go. Let's go. Point of control bit up there. Come on, come on. You know you want to test the value area high, you fucker. Yes, take this, take this. Come on, take this. You want that liquidity. Take it, you greedy fuck. Let's go. Let's go. Fucking midpoint, fucking VWAP. Sellers at VWAP. Always sellers at VWAP. Take that liquidity though. You're not done. You're not done. You're not done. I know you're not done. I know you. Alright, let's be objective here though. Let's play this smart. Let's get greedy when we need to be. Look at that. Come on. Come on, bears. Let's go. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy now, bear? Come on. Get stopped out. Get stopped out. Let's go. This can go. This can go. Oh, wait. Hold on. Maybe not. Because ES just tested highs and Nasdaq is like fucking... Nasdaq is dicking around, man. Nasdaq's like late to the party. Nasdaq's that friend that like... Everyone's at the party. Everyone's having fun. And Nasdaq's just like at home and hasn't even showered yet, you know? And then ES is like calling Nasdaq and saying, dude, come on, where are you at, man? Like, everyone's having fun. Everyone's having fun at the party. And Nasdaq's like, oh shit, okay. Let me shower real quick. Get ready. Go. Dude, liquidity at 87, 80. This train's not stopping, and I wanted to add over here. Never got filled. Oh, dude, ES is just gone. ES is gone. ES is drunk right now. ES is having the time of its life. Nasdaq has just got in the car, and Nasdaq's like trying to speed its way through traffic, trying to get to the party, because the girl that Nasdaq likes is also drunk. And like Nasdaq's like, shit, I can't miss my chance. Dude, we are well up 50 points in this. Well, 45 points. But potential to go higher. Potential to go higher. Up to 120. Dude, 20 points is nothing right now, man. 20 points is nothing, especially when like you've seen this, like you've seen everybody start selling here. 20 points is nothing. Come on, we can easily push 20 points and break out of this. This is a strong breakout. This type of breakout should never come back down to the POC. It shouldn't come back down to the POC. This type of breakout will create the POC back at 109 and break out higher. Let's go 50 points into this. I'm still holding on, guys. I'm still holding on, and I want to find a way to add into this trade, but I'm not getting much opportunity right now. Party's not over, guys. Party's not over. Nasdaq's not even at the party. No, Nasdaq is not even at the party, dude. Nasdaq still has ways to go. Yo, okay. No panic. Oh, Nasdaq got pulled over by the cops. Nasdaq broke one too many red lights, got pulled over by the cops. Now is this going to be a good cop or a bad cop? Is this cop going to be like, oh, yes, is having a party? Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You can go ahead. I want to see this break here to the upside. You don't want to see this hold. Oh, this is a bad police officer. Bad police officer, bad. Let us have our fun, sir. IB high over here. Right resistance turning into support, very possible. Could drive ES higher, could also drive Nasdaq higher. Nasdaq's still within its fucking value though. What garbage. What garbage. The potential on Nasdaq was huge and it just whiffed. Nasdaq just whiffed. You had the potential to just make a shit ton of money, Nasdaq. Fucking bulls had the potential to squeeze everything out of this. Do I want to buy here? Like shit, if I buy here, my average price gets up to 68, and then you pretty much risk testing this area here. Break this though, break this. You break this, then I could probably look to adding. Nice little wick on ES. This police officer's working its magic pretty fast, I think. It's not holding up our Nasdaq, buddy, but we don't know yet. Maybe he's revoking his license or something. You break these two imbalances, you have a good reason to add on to your trade. Even though you're chasing the market, you have a good reason to add on to that trade. Come on, guys. Trapped above VWAP, or you trapped below VWAP, and now we're above it. Come on, guys. You guys all got suckered into selling, and now you're going to have to pay the price. You're going to have to buy back, and this buyback is going to create a higher squeeze because we need to test 140. We need to break 140. This is quite, I think 140 is a structure to watch out for. Because that was a break of 140 that caused this big move. So 12-140 is the structure to watch out for, I think. It's like, why are we not even testing 140? Come on. Come on, don't be that person, dude. A lot of take profits, a lot of trailing stops getting hit right now. A lot of trailing stops. Let's go back above here. Back above 93 in an aggressive manner right here. And I'm all for it. And I am all for it. Come on, I don't want to buy this though. Not right now. Not yet. Not yet. I need a confirmation that this is literally a pullback. I need a confirmation that this is nothing more than Nasdaq getting stopped by the cops, and the cops is about to let Nasdaq go on its way to the party because Nasdaq hasn't been drunk yet. So Nasdaq's driving recklessly, but he's not driving under the influence. So the cop's looking at his license, taking his information down, and he says, off, off you go, son. ES is having the time of its life. ES doesn't want this party to stop. So resistance turning into support. That's ES right now. If ES comes back down below here, then pretty much the neighbors just rat it out on ES. Party has to stop, and then Nasdaq turns back home. Missed this opportunity. You pussies. You pussies, come on. You had it for the fucking taking. There's just no willingness to buy though. That's the problem. This is the only time you saw that there was willingness to buy. But apart from that, it's all been like selling. Like fucking this is all profit taking because these pussies didn't want to buy further higher up.
Nice little wick on ES though, come on. Retest the highs at the very least, make a retest of the highs. Don't collapse, dude. Don't fucking throw this party away. Get some buying here going, guys. Come on.
People are adding onto their trades over here, you could tell. You could tell, yeah, but you could also tell that they're pussies. What a waste of a trade, guys. It's disappointing. Disappointing. What a waste of a trade. Let's go. Any willingness to sell here, or maybe some willingness to buy? Less willingness to sell, more willingness to buy. We see that we're going higher, but we're not seeing any of that shit. This is nothing. 29 contracts, 14 delta. This is nothing. Not enough for us to fucking go higher. I want to see like 50, 60, 70, and then I want to see that across the board here, across a couple of prices. I want to see that willingness to buy aggressively and go. We might get to see this now, but it could be too little too late. I want to see us go back above VWAP. Alright, there you go, you fuckers. Come on, party's not over. Let's go. This party's not over, guys. Look at weekly POCs at 1295. Weekly POC shifted up back to 1295. We need to retest value area high. We need to retest the high again. This has to be a range. And again, it is a fucking range because we're ranging between value area high and value area low. Here it is, some buying over here down at lows, 30 contracts at lows. You want to see that aggressive buying continue?
Dude, buyers are puking right now. They're puking their positions.
Got no other option but to puke their positions. Take a small loss if I have to, but value area low can hold potentially, but I just let go of big profits because I wanted to see it go higher. I think what I should have done was when I saw ES break the IB high, I should have gotten out regardless. But once ES broke its high, like really convincingly, I'm thinking, well, Nasdaq's got room to fucking go, and it's not going. Now, this could have been an attempt to make a low, and that was it. That was the attempt. That was the squeeze. A break above 82, a break above VWAP, we can test the high again. For Nasdaq at the very least. ES still hasn't tested its VWAP. Alright, so ES is back above its IB high. Or attempting to push above its IB high. Nasdaq doesn't want this party to end, you can tell. I like the buying over here. I like this buying over here though. Guys who sold at this trend line over here could potentially have been buying this back up. But a break above this rotation is always good. I'm still comfortable here. I'm not really panicking too much. I just don't want to see an auction failure. I don't want to see this come back down because ES is still technically at its value area high, and if it's a range day, then it has potential to go down all the way to 916. Whereas Nasdaq's already at its value area low. So you want to see ES push its value higher and Nasdaq obviously get out of its value from the upside. Some volume over here though. Not necessarily, this is just balance, right? Because you can see equal sellers, equal buyers. Selling, getting absorbed here a little bit, but it's not being matched with buying. That's the fucking problem. Not being matched with buying. Like we're bidding up, but we're selling. Like what the fuck? Like how do we get to fucking 65? How do we get from 60 to 65 on negative delta? It's absorption. It's absorption. But the thing is that like, is it enough? Right? Like you could absorb all this, get back up here to 73, and then they could hit the bid again. Dude, this equities market is so fucking scared. Like they are just scared, man. Fuck. Why be so scared? Just squeeze them out. Just squeeze them the fuck out, dude. These bears have been... That's interesting. That is interesting. We are literally on support. We have our entry on support, so there's no point scratching at support. There is no point scratching at the value area low. There's no point scratching at the trend line. There's just no point scratching. This is still technically... We're not making a lower low, technically speaking. We need to make a higher high, obviously. But there is just heavy resistance, dude. Like, I've never... Well, not never. What am I saying? I've seen this all the fucking time. But just for fuck's sake, just go. Like, I might be on the wrong side of this trade right now. What a potential, what a beautiful potential on this. I hope we're not done. I don't think we're done. I think we have the potential to make higher highs. It's just ES is really lagging us back because of that. Nasdaq's been lagging all day, but ES is like, ES needs to break. If ES continues, then Nasdaq has its opportunity to go. Like ES needs to trap a lot more sellers. I think that's what they potentially did here. So you have these sellers here turned into buyers, and now as we bring in new sellers and as we have still these old sellers can potentially push the market higher. These new sellers can be caught offside and we go higher from here. Like this is what I'm willing to, this is what I want to see, a willingness to buy that's not being absorbed. Now, I don't want this to be a fucking squeeze. I want this to actually have some legs to this move. So we got all these sellers, we got these sellers. Now, like, sellers are not really getting their targets hit. Because I would imagine that sellers' targets are somewhere down here or even here. If they're not getting their targets hit and they're just getting offside, then you see a potential move up. Same for buying. Like, this is just fucking annoying. Are you kidding me? Gotta keep our cool, though. Like, all this willingness to buy and we go straight back down. What a day, though. What a freaking, like, what a type of day.
If you guys are watching this, if anybody's on the chat, participate. Tell me what are your thoughts. Tell me what are you doing. Tell me if you're long, if you're short. Tell me if you see something different. Tell me if you're sitting on hands, if you're just waiting. If so, what are you waiting for?
Let's chat. Keep my mind off of what's going on here. Holding this freaking bomb of a position. So it's like a ticking time bomb, and it's a ticking time bomb in whatever direction. Either to the upside, to the downside, I'm still holding this position. So if you guys are in a position with me, if you're waiting, if you see something different, let me know. Let me know in the comment section below. No, seriously, just let me know in the chats. If you guys are here, if you guys are watching, if you guys think I'm an idiot, let me know. I'm not gonna get mad. So I like the willingness to buy when there wasn't a willingness to buy anymore. I don't like the fact that there was a willingness to buy and we got rejected. But the fact is we did get rejected. Now we're seeing selling come in. Not as much selling. We're seeing a little bit of selling that just got eaten up by buyers. And I don't want to see the selling cause a downtick. I want to see the selling cause an uptick. Because if the selling causes an uptick, then you know that the buy pressure is strong. So this buying caused a downtick because the selling pressure was strong around here. If we break this, then you've already broken that area where there was selling pressure. And then you're going to have to find a new area where there's new types of pressure. This double top could break, or this double top could trap more. Need to be wary of this. I don't want to see this get rejected a second time. Well, second time, kind of like a third time. 1, 2, and then 3 would be this. But because it was a significant pullback, if you think about it, we went up and we went back down to 64. We went back down here. So you can consider this a rejection. But I don't think we'll get rejected a third time. I don't think so.
I think if you sold into this and you see price come back up, you're definitely buying back to get out.
At the very least, that's what I'm kind of hoping. So there's more willingness to buy. Like there's willingness to buy, and then you create a rotation where it goes a few ticks higher because there's more willingness to buy. Now the problem is you don't want to see the sell off. You want to see this kind of come back, come down, and then pick up. It comes down because you obviously have new sellers coming in trying to defend their positions. But then you want to see a tighter rotation where buyers don't allow much give. They don't allow much pullback from here. So that tight rotation that you see is enough to push it higher. Which is kind of what we're seeing. We're definitely seeing an attempt to go higher on tighter rotations. So the selling pressure coming in is not enough to break this tight rotation for now. Then if it is, then like you're playing a losing game because you're just gonna get stuck in the chop for a while. So it's make or break from here. Like it's make or break. Make or break in the sense like either we make it or we break, like in the sense like we're just breaking down of this move and we're gonna start continuing to range. And like I don't want to be stuck in that shit again. Like I'm already getting sort of frustrated because you saw this potential move up and then to see price come back down to your entry price and like make these fucking half-ass attempts at higher highs when you know that the potential of a higher high is like strong, but you're not getting it. Like you need to keep your cool, but it can be difficult to keep your cool. Like I said, a break above 93 is very bullish. Like around here, It's quite bullish. The problem is it might not happen because all these fuckers are going to be selling. Like, you have this to test. Quick rejection off this. Quick. That was quick. Quick little bounce up. Bid up. This will be an aggressive move up, I think. The second move up will be quite aggressive. Because that's a lot of volume that we're above right now. Fucking head fake though. This is dangerous. This is volume at the top and an unwillingness or um, an inability to go higher. If it's an inability to go higher when you have volume at the top of this range, you're going to be testing 55s. Like, this has to pick up, otherwise fucking weak as shit. ES is not really in a better position. ES has a lot more potential to unwind because of where it's at. So it's a lot more dangerous. Needs to get picked up at the midpoint and then gone. Like, it just needs to. It just absolutely needs to. And if it doesn't, then you're stuck in this type of chop where, like I said, emotional capital wise, this is like a 3, and like you don't want to be there. This emotional capital wise was like a 2. You should have gotten out here, and now that you're holding on to this for a potential move higher, I'm sorry, that's it's a bad trade. No matter how you view it, it's a very bad trade. Rejection off of this, but I really do think we're going to break to the downside. This is bearish. Like, 1, 2, 3. You're making lower lows. Yeah, you're making higher highs, but you made 3 lower lows. Like 3 lower highs, sorry. It's like, it's bearish until you break it, and then it's really bullish. But it's crazy because it's like, imagine if I had sold here because of my trailing stop or something, right? Imagine if I was like panicking and I started selling here and then I see the market go back up here. What am I going to do? I'm going to chase. Like, I'm going to chase this. And the fact is that if I'm going to chase this, market knows this, market will come right back down and like shake you out before it goes back up. Like, it is terrible. And if you're a seller, you would have sold this move down. You would have chased it on the way down, and you would have been caught on the other side, technically speaking, which is what you're seeing right now. Like, you're seeing this right now. Like, what a fucking sell-off. These chasers got in, and now you see a reversal. The right move, because of all this, is up. The right move right now is up. Unless we come back down, then the right move becomes down, right? So it's like, it's your bias and your view has to change all the time, unless you're swing trading. If you're day trading, like, if you're swing trading, you can hold that same bias. But if you're day trading, these types of scenarios is what's going to cause you from short to long, short to long, short to like as if you're bipolar, you know? Like, it makes you think that like you don't know what the hell you're doing because like you're constantly shifting your bias from short to long. But it's like you have no choice, especially on a range day. You have to be thinking this way. How can anybody look at this market and think, well, you know what? We're going up right now. We're going up and we're going to stay up for the next hour. Fuck, I don't know, man. I'm not that good. I'm good on the short term, but I'm not that good on the hourly. Because, like, technically speaking, look at the hourly. Yeah, we broke this area, but we came right back down to test it. right? And I said that we could range from here to here. But at the end of the day, what I say could still not happen, because it's like if you bought over here and you see the market come back down, you might be selling, right? But if you're a big player, you might be adding. Like there's just so many nuances to this shit that like you constantly have to like take multiple positions in either direction unless you know for certain that you've broken out and like we're going up. And those days are rare. Those days were yesterday. Like it was yesterday. Like this move like this, oh, that was just a clean buy. That was a beautiful trade yesterday. Keep in mind, we still haven't broken yesterday's freaking range, eh? So we're fucking A. Look at this. We've made new highs on ES. Nasdaq is still dicking around over here. Whatever. It's a matter of time before Nasdaq goes. The party is still on. Like we haven't broken yesterday's high. Yesterday's high was 171. So technically we're still ranging. We're getting above yesterday's value area, right? For a second or third time, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, it's kind of rough here. So we went above, got rejected. We're back here. We're getting rejected, right? We're making an attempt. We're trying to get above last week's value area high. We're trying to get above. Sorry, we're trying to get above yesterday's value area, and we're trying to push for higher, like to go higher. But we're getting rejected quite aggressively. One big rejection here, one big rejection here, one big rejection here, like. But the attempt is there, and that's why I'm buying it back, because the attempt is there. I like to see an attempt. When the attempt is there and I see a shakeout, I'm buying that shakeout, because like I know that I've seen us spend some time and volume, and the way the price ladder was reacting at these highs told me that we wanted to make new highs. Honestly, like, hold on. We're stuck. We're here. This technically should not come down, because everybody's trapped here. Like right now, sellers are in deep shit. On ES, sellers are in deep shit. On Nasdaq, I wouldn't say so. But I think if ES continues to go, Nasdaq will follow. Yeah. I said above 93 we're bullish and I should add, but because of the type of day that we had, I was kind of skeptical of adding. Above 110. Did we even break 110? Barely. Barely. You can add at 95 because this structure is building volume around here for a move up. You add at 95, very tight stop, and you get out of your whole position. You puke out your whole position without really taking a loss on the trade. Get out around here. You put a stop loss at 89, I think. 87 actually is decent. An entry at 87 is a decent entry. You put a stop a few points below. Or maybe not, actually. This is difficult. The structure's a bit ugly here. It's a bit of an ugly structure. I want to keep an eye on ES to see what it's doing. I think we break higher. I really do, because this is... You see this sell-off and wick? Like, you don't sell off and create a wick just to come back down. Not typically. Not typically. You don't make a high, you sell off, you attempt to make a new high, but when you're attempting to make a new high, you struggle. So this struggle, right? Like this struggle is like buyers and sellers. Sellers thought they had the upper hand. They didn't. They got punched in the face. And now you can clearly see who is trapped. You can clearly see who is trapped. You trapped a lot of sellers in this area right here in this wick. Whatever, I didn't get filled on this one. I don't even think even my 98 wouldn't have gotten filled. Yeah, my 98 wouldn't have gotten filled at all. So Nasdaq has the potential to break the IB high and go for a 1-to-1 extension. Like, I'm holding this. I'm holding this fucking trade, guys. You guys are witnesses to this. Watch me sell right here. No. This is breaking. Like, I just even chased the market right now. Like, this is straight up a buy. Please? Like, don't dick me around. I don't like the 10-point rotation off the top. There's profit taking here for sure. There's profit taking for sure, but I don't want to see the profit taking cause a downtick. I want to see the profit taking cause a small downtick and then a continuation because of the trapped sellers. Like, all this volume right here is profit taking. But is there liquidity at highs? That's what you want to know. There is liquidity around here for sure. There's liquidity. 60, 50, 50, 70. There's liquidity. Not much down here. No liquidity down here, right? The 30s. But over here, you have a lot of 40s, 39s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Whereas down here, it's like 30 or below. No liquidity down here. No willingness. Willingness up here. Market could push for higher. I think if I had a heat map, I'd see it even better. But just off like what I'm seeing, like liquidity at 40, no liquidity above 40 for now. There might be more liquidity being printed as we go higher. And like I said, 140 is value area low of last week. 140 right here. No, that's 240. What am I saying? What am I drunk? Sorry. I said 120 above 120. What did I say was at 140? Did I say anything was at 140? Okay, 140 was... No, hold on. What am I doing? I don't know. I think there was something at 140 that I think I mentioned, or it was 240. 240. I don't know. One or the other. Either way, I don't think it matters right now. I think we're just going for higher. This is turning out to be a massive trade. It's turning out to be, this is an $800 trade right now. We can potentially go higher. Obviously, I took a loss in the morning, so our PNL is not going to be 800. But I'm trying to press where I think I can. Buying crazy amounts of absorption, because this amount of buying should cause a bigger uptick. But like, let's be objective here. All the volume spent here, the further we go away, the higher it's going to go, because like, you want to see sellers panic. You just want to see them panic. Oh, 140 was yesterday's high. Sorry, that's what I said. 140 was yesterday's high. Okay, so you want to see a retest of 140. This is not a move you should be fading. This is not a structure. This is one time framing from here to here. Like, you can tell, like, you're just making higher highs on a 3-minute candle. On a rotation as well, right? But I guarantee you, if I had a higher PNF, it's just one time frame, obviously speaking. Let's look at our new chart here. This is a delta chart. This is a daily delta chart. 349,000 contracts, whatever. Look at all this negative delta. Wow, look at this negative delta. That is a heck of a lot of negative delta, guys. So much negative delta that got absorbed. What am I seeing here? Oh, maybe not. What the fuck is this? Why is it so... I don't understand. Why would negative 200 contracts be smaller than 94? No, there's something. Oh fuck! What is wrong with me? This is an imbalance. Sorry guys. This is an imbalance zone. So the fact is that we created an imbalance zone on the way down, and we broke that imbalance zone on the way up. And so you see, it's funny because you see a lot of red and blue here. We just reached 140. You see a lot of red and blue here, whereas over here you don't see that much. You see reds, a bit of blue for sure. You get a bit of blue, but you see a lot more reds here, and then the majority of the delta is up here. The majority of the buy delta is up here, right? Over here, what you saw was you saw a lot of red and then a lot of blue, and we pushed up above here. So you want to see that willingness to buy even at lows. If you see a willingness to buy at lows, it's a good sign. If you see a willingness to buy at highs, it's because you kind of have to be buying at highs if you're short. Because if you're short, you got to buy at highs, right? They say buy low, sell high, but that's when you're right. When you're wrong, you have to buy high and sell low because you have to get out. You got to get stopped out of your trades, and that's what's happening. So I'm glad we held on to this freaking trade. Right now, it's all about managing the trade and trying to get out at a good price. So you have 140 here. Creating that imbalance, you could technically add on to this if you want to over here. It's a good ad. It is a good ad. Because you have this profile, you have this like below 132, you should get out. But anywhere from here to here should get rejected. It should get rejected. Like, okay, let's see what happens here. I'm saying it should get rejected. I'm not saying it will, but it should. And if it doesn't, then it's a good area to get the fudge out. But you're seeing a bit of support. You're seeing a little bit of support, and it should get back up to 45s or 50s. I think I missed out on that exit, so I'm not going to hope for a retest of that exit. I should have scaled some out though, I'm not gonna lie. Building a bit of volume and then we get rejected perhaps. Right? 133, there's low volume here, low volume here. So that's quite telling. It's kind of like saying we're done here, now we're here. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no volume here and no volume here. Like stops on the way up, stops on the way down. You want to see this come back up. If you start making lower lows from here, it's no bueno. Just take a sip of water. Right here. There's some ice going on over here. Some iceberg orders. It gets bid up every time you sell into it. You saw that, like 140 negative got bid up. And then you got two icebergs between here and here. Because of this iceberg, you can tell that it's you can predict that if this goes higher, what would end up happening is you end up curling below it, and then it gets picked up because of a lack of liquidity to fill, or they pull their order and they want to fill more over here, which you don't want to be stuck in if you're long. But what could happen is a lot of the deltas here, you curl below the delta and then you go straight back up because there's just no more selling that these guys can get filled on. So what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing selling, but it's unwilling to go lower at highs, right? Like think about that indication. Like just think about that price action. If you're scalping, you take a long here, you put a stop here, and your long could potentially be for the highs. It's like, look at all this selling that can't even move price down, right? And this is happening at highs. You know what I'm saying? If this was happening at lows, then yeah, I wouldn't tell you to fade this. But the fact that it's happening at highs, it's a good fade opportunity. It's a good, this bar is a good fade opportunity. Now we can't seem to get past above 132. We're stuck between two icebergs here. Okay, back above 132 is great, but we just can't seem to get above it though. Getting rejected real quick every time we get above it. But I think the more time and volume we spend here, if we don't get rejected, we're obviously going up. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. That's good. That's good. You want to see us get back, test above 139. Test above 139 can see us go back to highs, make new highs. These guys are trapped. These guys are still trapped down here. You get new sellers that are trapped. We make higher highs. We push for new heights. Keep in mind that we did break yesterday's highs. I think we did. Let's take a look. What is going on? Yesterday high was 140. No. Yesterday's high was 169. Okay, we didn't even break yesterday's high. Big liar here. I'm a big liar. So 169 is yesterday's high. 142 was yesterday's kind of big rejection, right? It was yesterday's, yeah, you see? It was this big rejection. We broke it, and now we're back down, but that doesn't mean much. The first rejection caused a big downtick. Second rejection caused another downtick. Third rejection caused a massive downtick. This rejection, on the other hand, didn't cause a big downtick. Let's just take a quick test here. From 139 down to, I think the first downtick was 87. That's like 50 points. And then it went down from 140 to 150. That's like 80, 90 points. So the second rejection here, oh, yikes, Control Shift Z. We went from 152 down to 125. So it's like a 20, 25 point drop or downtick. I'm not saying it's much or it's significant, but there's a difference between the rejection we had yesterday and the rejection we're having today. Every day is different though. Every day is different. But, it's nice to look at these things to get yourself an idea of a bigger picture at the very least. I don't want the IB to break. If the IB breaks, I'm taking my profits and I think I'm calling it a day. Because we're coming up to 11:30, almost lunchtime. 11:30 is when the London session closes. So the volume does die down significantly, and then even more significantly at 12 o'clock. So you don't want to be caught in this lull, right, between like 11:30, 12 to 1:30. I want to see a test of the highs though. I think we get a test of the highs. We may not get a break because it's almost 12, but from now to 12 we could make new highs. Absolutely, we could make new highs for sure. Not gonna say it's not possible. Like we're back above, so we're back above yesterday. No, sorry, we're back above this week's value area here, right? And we're trying to trade above it. We're hovering right at it. So this break is a nice indication. If we don't get a rejection here, we continue to push higher, I think, and to try to test this week's high, which is 240. And this week's high at 240 is last week's value area, low. So a lot of stars are aligning here for this trade to work out. But you're gonna have to go through a few things to want, to hit this target up here. If I was more of a swing trader, I would be managing this trade a bit better. I would be adding onto it, taking off some, adding onto it, but I'm just day trading this. Back above 35. I don't want to see a rejection off of this imbalance. I want to see a break above this imbalance. Any break above an imbalance or below an imbalance, whether it's an up or a down, it's good. Well, actually, no, I'm lying. If it's a break, I'm lying, sorry. But like, crossing an imbalance again is good, is what I'm trying to say. Like this, there was a major imbalance that we kind of see this imbalance here. This was, I don't know why this thing's moving. This started at 1033, and I said a break above 90.93 here, this price of 96, 95, 94, around these prices, a break above is bullish because we hadn't tested that area and that imbalance in a while, in about an hour. No, in about 30 minutes. It took us 30 minutes. Once we broke it, we found that support around that area. You see? We found that support and then we broke higher. And now we broke this imbalance. And now we're finding support at this imbalance, right? Plus minus a few ticks or plus minus a few points. But again, Nasdaq's very volatile, so these are all zones. You consider this as a zone. What is the accurate range of zone? I cannot tell you. I don't know. It really depends on the day, the ATR, the volatility, the volume. It depends on a lot of things. But I typically think 10 to 15 point zones are good. Anything above 10 to 15 points, then it's an incredibly volatile day to begin with. And you have to be very careful. But typically 10 to 15 points, anywhere between then, that is a good zone range. So 0 to 15 or 0 to 10 points. Very difficult to be incredibly accurate on Nasdaq. So you have to have these kind of wider stops. Yes, I think ES is a different story. But I don't trade the ES so much, so I can't really tell you. I'm not that experienced at trading the ES from a footprint and order flow perspective. So finding some resistance here, right? But it's very tight between this and this. We created this imbalance and we came down quite quickly. Now we're trying to break above it. So we could be ranging again between this zone and this zone here, which is what's happening. But the fact is that we're above this zone leads me to believe that we could push higher. It's just going to take a bit of time. It's going to take a bit of volume. It's going to take a bit of energy. But this is crazy good. You don't want to see on ES, you don't want to see, because NASDAQ will follow what the ES is doing. The NASDAQ structure is a bit uglier, right? But the ES is much cleaner because you don't want to see us break this volume and then break this volume. What I think could happen, this, like this, turns into, this could probably get filled out if it really wants to, but you don't want to see us go below here because it can get ugly. It can go down pretty fast. And it's just not something that I would be shorting right now.
So you have a lot of people that took profit here. So the market's taking a bit of a break before it wants to go in its next direction. So you have a lot of profit taking. You have new buyers, new sellers. This is very, very normal. Buyers know where their stops are at. Sellers know where their stops are at.
Nice little wick, rejection, trapped sellers over here, right? One thing I wanted to try, I wanted to create an overlay, like a bar overlay over here, just to see what the bars would look like on a rotation basis. But this 3-minute bar looks like we opened here. Why is it above? You don't see the wicks too much though. I guess here you see it. The low, you can create the width. Does that make sense? No, I don't think so. Oh, it doesn't really. No. For whatever reason. I think maybe use chart graphing settings. There you go. That's why it's not working. So do this. Do this. Let's see what it does here. Apply. Yeah, now it's a bit thicker, you see? So here we have candle overlay. Not the cleanest though, but maybe I can play around with this later. But this just shows you, look at this wick over here. Like it's a down bar with the majority. So you have trapped buyers here, right? Because we closed down. Interesting. Big wick, some trapped buyers again. Trapping buyers here actually. We're trapping buyers a lot more than we're trapping sellers. Massive. This should have unwinded to the upside, and I think it potentially did over here, but not that much. This rejection is not nice. I don't like this rejection. For some reason, I always get distracted when I should be getting out of a trade or into a trade, and I miss that move. Big candle here. You saw that big candle that was like a wick at first, and then it just turned into a big body. That's crazy. Now it seems to me like we've trapped these guys because this was a down bar with the majority of the volume down here. So technically this should go back up here. It should. Right? But these guys are also trapped. They're just trapped everywhere. We're waiting. We're being patient. We know where our stop is. Below 122, 123. We might get that stop before we go higher though, which is kind of worrying because you don't know how far this can go down. Right? But the fact is we're building time, we're building volume above value, guys, right? What do you think will happen when we build enough volume that the POC shifts up? Why would you want to short that? You want to go long that because you know that the markets are spending time and volume above value, which means that the market wants to push value higher. You know, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Like, it's not that difficult to create a structure around POC and value area and initial balance. It's not, right? The thing is don't get lost, and I'm very guilty of this, but don't get lost in the intricacies of the day, right? Like, don't get lost. Like, don't shift your bias from long to short when the POC hasn't moved or hasn't changed, or if the market structure is not telling you that you should shift your bias. If it's a range day, your bias is going to shift, obviously. But now what's happening is I am more sure of an up move than I am of a down move, simply because of what's happening here. These rejections are very annoying, though. Every time we make a high, we get rejected. Very annoying. Now, ES is breaking that thing. Nasdaq might as well. Nasdaq's struggling, though. Nasdaq wants to find a bid, but I don't think it can.
I'm out of my trade. Unless we get back up above here, then I'm out of my trade.
Oh, still a fantastic trade, though, that break. I got distracted and I didn't get out at highs, and I held on to it like an idiot. These little things where you kind of lose focus for a little bit can bite you in the ass. But whatever. I got back in. When I didn't see the capitulation happen, I got back in, expecting that these guys would get trapped because, like I said, I didn't know. I knew that my stop should have been here, but I didn't know how long this could go down for because I knew a shakeout could have been imminent. So now this bar is very bullish because the majority of the volume is down here, you know? Like, let me try to do a 3-minute here. This is a 3-minute. So this is very bearish because you see this candle where it closes down here and the majority of the volume's up here. This one is a bearish candle because we closed down here with the majority of the volume. But now that we're breaking above, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, this is a bearish candle. Going short here is good because of trapped positions. So as you go higher, these trapped positions are going to get out of their trade and sell. So the selling can cause a downtick. But now that we're retesting that area, I don't think that this will cause a downtick again. I just don't. Majority of the volume is down here. Broke down below it, attempted to make a low, couldn't. Now there's selling that's going on over here. But is the selling going to cause an uptick? Let's go back to 1 to 10 PNL. These candles are interesting, but I don't know how I feel about them just yet. I'm upset I lost a lot of money in the morning because today would have been a massive day. Today would have been another $1,600 day or $2,000 day at the very least. Well, at the very least, it would have been a $1,500 day. But we ended up fucking around a little bit on the short side. We flipped that bias, we went long, and we held that long for quite a while. But I think today would have been. How do I clear this? Whatever. Today would have been. At some point, I was up 60 points.
Today would have been, multiply this by 2, it would have been almost a $2,000 a day if I didn't take those losses. Instead, it turned out to be about a $400 a day. Which is not bad, but you need to understand that like it's garbage because we were in a major drawdown to begin with. So it's like fuck why, idiot? You know, like why are you in a major drawdown to begin with? So we need to analyze that day and ask ourselves why we didn't get out sooner or whether there would have been a better short entry instead. I think the idea to go long was right. It's just the timing of it because you don't know the squeeze. You don't know how far it could squeeze down, and that's the annoying part. Because like we made attempts to go higher. ES wanted to go higher. Sometimes looking at ES can help, but other times it can make you think that Nasdaq, like yeah, like you guys saw, it can just make you think something else. Rejection, attempt, right? You see this, we came higher, we rejected, attempt, rejected, made another attempt, rejected. I'm thinking, man, we're gonna make another attempt. This squeeze got me out and got me back in. I'm thinking, you know what, we're gonna make another attempt. Like, it's so freaking annoying. And then this is when we finally got in. But by the time we got in, like the amount of like stops we had to take out was just like a lot. So like I had to take some losses going long here just so that I can go long again here. And I'm not about to hold a position for 40 points on Nasdaq especially because this position that I'm holding for 40 points could end up being 100 points, 120 points, you know? So yeah, the execution was good, trade management was good, but it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. Still disappointed with how the day went, with how the day played out. It's not over, but it's gonna be over because I don't want to trade past 12 o'clock. So unless like a miracle happens and we get like a massive push up, which I'm expecting to happen, but it doesn't seem like it is happening. Like I'm just wondering who's going short over here because if you're going short here, you're fucked. Because not only that is like you're going short here and there are people that are short here that are waiting, you know? Like you're going short against a lot of buyers. And what I mean by this, again, I repeat this all the time, but just to reiterate, a lot of people who are short here have turned into buyers, right? If you go short to get out, you need to buy. So you have a lot of buyers over here. And if you're entering a short here, you're up against a lot of buyers. So for you to go short here, you also need to buy. And if these guys are buying, right, the moment it comes back down, you're not really going to get your profit targets. Like you're going to be up against all these buyers that are going to end up pushing it out. And then you as a buyer are going to be forced to buy higher. You understand? Big buying over here got rejected, but not really, not significantly. This is like, you see the selling that's happening here? This type of structure, I like to see this type of structure, the selling that's happening here at highs, but that's unable to bring the market lower. So these are like either aggressive shorts getting in that can't bring the market lower, and so as the market goes higher, they're forced to tap out. Aggressive shorts being absorbed by buyers. I should have gone fucking balls to the wall with size on this breakout. I felt it. I just felt this breakout was going to happen, and I should have gone balls to the walls. That's 2 days in a row where I have a 30 or 40% win rate, and I end up either scratching or going or having a big trade, which is the win rate part worries me, but the risk management part doesn't. Or is it maybe because I'm sizing up more on my winning trades? Sizing up more on your winning trades could also mean a bad thing, but it could mean a good thing because you're sure of a winning trade, so you're sizing up. But then why are you taking so many losses? Why aren't you just waiting for those sure trades to take? Yesterday was a good day, but yesterday was also a low profitability day. What is this? Tuesday, yesterday. Like incredibly strong profit factor, but look at the profitability. It was a 44% win rate going flat to flat. Right? A 44% win rate with a profit factor of 2.94 means I'm cutting my losses earlier and I'm really hammering down my winners. My average losing trade 143, my average winning trade 531. That's a good profit factor. Winning quantity, hold on though. Average quantity, average quantity per flat to flat winning trade, 5 contracts. Average quantity per flat to flat losing trade, 4 contracts. So when I'm losing, I'm taking less size. When I'm winning, I'm taking more size. That's fine. But why? Is it because I'm more sure, or is it because I want to be reckless and double down? I don't know.
So these are stats that you can look at, and these are stats that you can analyze, and these are stats that you can improve on.
I definitely hammered down on my last trade yesterday. Like I remember really putting size on that one because I was really sure of it. So I hammered down. And if I'm not sure, I don't put that much size, which is good because it's like, the probability of these trades working out can be either 50-50 or a low probability. So you don't want to put too much size, but the risk reward is good. And I think those are the types of trades I play around. There's a lot to look at when looking at this. You guys, if anybody here looks at these types of stats, what do you guys look for? Let me know in the comments below. I don't like this profit factor of 1.2. It's got to be 1.5 or more, but let's not be stupid about it. I think it's still pretty good. But this percentage profitable is like, yikes. Let's take a look at it today. Hold, 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 hold. Average quantity per flat to flat winning trade, 6 contracts. Average quantity per flat to flat losing trade, 4.6. So again, I am sizing up on my winners and I'm sizing down on my losers. Maybe I should just take less low probability trades. Right? I definitely traded more today. I think, what's my flat to flat trades? Total flat to 18. Yesterday was 9. Hey, whoa, no, hold on. Yeah, yesterday was 9. Oh, actually, it's the same. 9 trades today, 9 trades yesterday. This is just counted for double 2 accounts. So 18 trades yesterday, 18 trades today. Okay, okay. So we're still trading around the same. Taking that, 10 trades or less type of thing. Hey, look at that. I was watching this the whole time, guys. Don't worry. 1, 2, 3. I really do think we break because we got tested value area high. This was kind of like a telling rejection. It's kind of like saying, hey, Mr. Market, do you want to go down? And Mr. Market's like, no, we don't. We just want to build value higher. You doofus. I thought we established that we wanted to build value higher, and now we're back at highs and we want to build value higher. Don't short this, guys. It's dangerous to short this. It's dangerous to short this, and I'm telling you. I am more sure of a long trade, and when I'm more sure of a long trade, I really should be adding size and hammering this. I really should, and that's what my stats are telling me, is that when you're sure of a trade, you got to be hammering down on size. Yet I'm only 4 micros in. I'm only 4 contracts in here, and I'm not hammering down. But I'm not hammering down because it's almost 12 o'clock. I'm trying to be pragmatic, and I'm trying to not be a doofus here. You can see that the volume has sort of like trickled down a bit. It's like the ATR is at 18, right? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not really loving it. I'm not McDonald'sing this. This price action is sluggish right now. I don't like it. I can't read it very well. It's slow. It's like you're playing life on like a bad ping, like if you play video games and you're lagging or you have bad ping. This is what it feels like. It's like there's like a delay. It just feels so laggy. I don't want to add because like you add here and then all of a sudden it's like sweep down and you're like fuck. It's like this laggy order flow. I do want to take profit here though. I want to take profit. Let's make a tick high and then take profit because I don't know if this will break harder. You see, look where ES is at. Look where Nasdaq is at. Let's get out of this trade, guys. Let's get out of this trade. Look at, I'm curious to see what happens here. Did I get out prematurely? But we have this imbalance here. And look at ES. Like this, I could fade this if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Like, I think I'm happy with the day. We're up $800 today. But you see, look at that. Look. This is a perfect indication that it's a good fade. People are taking their profits here. Market was trying to push, bring in more liquidity, take profits, and now we might see a very big sell-off. Very possible that we see a sell-off right now. It's a good thing that I looked at ES when I did because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to recognize that. Like, it's very important though because tell yourself this: if all day ES was the one that was leading, right? Because it's clear that ES was the one that was leading, guys. Like ES was the stronger of the two. A very simple way to find this out is that when ES was here, Nasdaq was here. Look at ES's IB low. Nasdaq is already at the IB low, where ES was around the midpoint. When ES was around midpoint, Nasdaq was around here at the low of the day, right? That's an indication where you could tell yourself, oh, maybe ES is leading. When ES hit its IB high over here at 10:30, Nasdaq was like here. Look at the difference. ES is here. Nasdaq has this much room to go. So when you're trading this type of scenario where Nasdaq's pushing for highs and ES is still here, you can take a fade. You can fade this. You can fade this for like a few points. Typically, the fade could end up being a big fade, right? A big rejection, or it could just do what it did right now, in the sense like it lags and it's waiting for ES to catch up. It waits for ES to catch up, or it starts to lead on its own, which is kind of what it's doing right now. Like right now, Nasdaq's just like, yeah, whatever. But this could have been risky though. This could have been risky because of the ES, and it still could be because ES still hasn't made a new high. So either Nasdaq is taking the lead, the party that we talked about. Either Nasdaq just joined the party and is fucking, trying to catch up and is trying to outdrink the ES because it's like, hey, I've been late to the party this whole time. Or maybe Nasdaq's trying to sell itself short here. 12 o'clock. Volume's kind of dying down, and it's sure as shit dying down. So if you fade this very tight, very, very tight, and the potential rewards is huge. The probability, it's not as low as it typically would be if you're fading a move like this. I don't know if the exact numbers, but this feels like a slightly higher probability than a regular fade of a breakout. Just because of this, because at any point right now, ES can find its resistance here and come off, and Nasdaq can trap so many buyers. Two micros. Let's do a test here for you guys on 2 micros. I should have maybe taken a 1 micro, but it's fine. We're taking 2 micros. Let's do this test. And if ES finds its resistance up here and starts to come off, Nasdaq can really, really, really come off. If it makes a new high, we're out. We're out, like 6, 7 points. I'm okay. I'll take that L just to test the theory out. Although we could have tested this theory out without really putting in any money. But that's not what we do here, guys. That's not what we do. We put our money on the line. Now, can we get a little bit of a dip the same way we got a dip here and then a rally? Yes, we could. But just as I predicted, as soon as ES found its top and its resistance and starts to come off, Nasdaq's like, shit. Because these guys who weren't paying attention are trapped. And below this rotation, below 140, quite dangerous, my friends. Quite dangerous below 140. This could provide support, this imbalance. But I need to go look at the ES footprint to be a bit more accurate, or to kind of predict accurately. But from a pure price action perspective, like this is, it's like you're looking at your ancillary markets. You're looking at ES. What's ES doing? How is Nasdaq gonna react to what ES is doing? Man, I'm getting hungry. I am getting hungry. Anybody watching? Am I talking to myself? I'm okay talking to myself. I like talking to myself sometimes. But I hope you guys are watching. I mean, there's some pretty good stuff to watch here. Like, I don't know what other people's streams are. I don't watch other people's streams. I don't know if it's more interesting. Maybe they strip live for you guys and you guys like the twerks. Maybe there's something about my streams that you guys don't like. Let me know, man. Like, let me know. I'm starting out this channel. I wanna know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, what I'm,
So we're still picking up a bit here at this imbalance. Like I said, below 140 is bearish. Below 140, we get back into this rotation, right? We get back into this rotation, and now we're kind of making these guys sweat. These guys who went long, we're making them sweat. It's a lot of sell, guys, and it's 12 o'clock. Like, the volume here is just... it's not sexy. It's not sexy volume at 12 o'clock to want to go for a breakout. $141. It picked up a bit at 141, which is the top of that rotation box here. If I created a rotation box, that's what you guys would see. Around 1, extend that. We come back below 141. Midpoint gets tested. 123 could get tested. I am okay closing this position out, though, because I want to go eat. I am hungry. It's 12 o'clock. But like I said, below 141 is bearish short term. I think below 141, watch out midpoint, watch out this point right here. But we picked up a bit at 141 as we normally should.
Maybe new highs, potentially. Not sure. But it was a good fade opportunity over here, actually. Just watching what the ES was doing, we were able to time our short.
We ended the day pretty good. Where's this trade activity from today to today? We ended the day on 839. So account stats 420 bucks, 420 or 50 cents shy of 420. So $840 ending the day after a pretty shitty morning. Just need to figure out why we're having these shitty mornings. But on that note, I will be back tomorrow as always, same time. Thank you guys for watching. Again, thanks for participating for those who were here. And let me know if you guys want to see something. If you guys don't like something, just let me know, guys. How else can I improve if I don't know? Take it easy, everybody. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all tomorrow.